how they start off by touching each other's genitals and smelling each other. Then this one smears the poo-poo all over the other person's face. As if that is not enough, he puts the hand deeper. As Africans, we want to ask Barack Obama to explain to us, is this what he wants to bring to Africa as a human right, to eat the poo-poo of our children?
You know, Yasso Safari have a poetry festival every year. Well, we say Boris Ghana will be performing, and you know, so we're going to perform that tune at all. This one was originally, I think, a Bobby Darin from them time there, sing that tune there. Done over in file style with Melody Fiona rhythm. Very popular dance rhythm in the party there, Melody Fiona. Bobby Darin, straight up to Boris Gardner. Them who love them music, yeah, and know say Jamaican artists and musicians can do anything what them want to do and do it real good too, yeah. Say, I'm gonna play one more. When I hear them tune, I get sidetracked, you know. Yeah, they get sidetracked by only for this jack, you understand? Cause them not so hype, but a sweet music. But we want to play this tune where look like it gets sidetracked too, but me love it. Me don't know why me love it. Yeah, me know why me love it still. It's a brethren from out of Portmore, you know. Zuri him name. Zuri Adija. Ajani. Sorry. It's the next Adija, me I think, you know. Ajani. Zuri Ajani. Good night, Monique. Good night. Good night, Monique. Good night. Yes. Zuri Ajani. Zuri Ajani is a bridge out of Portmore, and him do a tune by the Floaters. Name Floatan. No film version. May I tell you, listen, this is the cutting edge on RFM. Why you love Bunny Brown, you know, believe you me. Original soul singer in Jamaica, that, you know. Yeah, man. Rendition. Sweet. No sampler going in that. Sweet, man. Yes. Zuri Ajani. Rendition of Floaters music named Floatan. So at the cutting edge of the pan, and we say the things them, well, not the things them. We say the place I get hotter and hotter. And when we say hot, me talk about temperature wise. The place hot, you know, Rasta. Believe you me, you know, the place hot, you know. No, me I tell you, man, me never feel Jamaica so hot yet. I me live a long time. Me never feel Jamaica so hot yet. Yeah.
For generations, Jamaican farmers have nurtured dreams to reality and sown labors into success. Strong, sturdy hands have raised flocks, families, and faith. They keep pressing on because for them, growth is a passion, a promise, a purpose. For them, growth is a way of life because they grow with Hypro.
This weekend I'm doing a Montego Bay, and a long time I don't go to Mobi, you know. Since the whole heap of murder and scamming and yeah. But we want to look the student them from Merritt College, we want to look them teacher, Sarah Brown. I don't know if she'll listen or she's there for Charlestown, you know, but we want to yell them up, you know them way there. We want to yell up all my brethren them in a Montego Bay, Mudada, an African symbol. All the man them down at the market. We still a sell ital food and stick to the ital food thing. So, will I tell you, say, the thing get away because President Obama went to Africa. Peter Phillips went to Africa. As a matter of fact, Peter Phillips went to Ethiopia. Obama went to Ethiopia too. But very interestingly, that couple years ago, a couple years ago, Obama did go to Ghana. More than a couple years ago, he went to Ghana. And after that, also, he was giving instructions to the African leaders, just like Cameron was saying to the African leaders that they must accept homosexuality and gay marriage as part of the human rights for all human beings. The African them reject it non-apologetically. It was like one voice for the first time in Africa. Well, apparently Obama tried again in Kenya, and non-apologetically the Kenyatta said, look, man, it's all right. Look at it. Different culture we are work with us, so we understand, we like America and all them things there, but we don't really need you to come here, come tell us what is what. We have a different culture, so you have to just know it's a different culture you work with, right? Also in Africa. It was really good to see that. It would be very nice that somebody, well, we can't do them things that are afraid, you know. When Obama come here, but if we had an alliance with our African head of states, as though we have alliance with Europeans, we could have said and say what we want to say without fear or favor. And if you do have only for these African countries look towards England and America for aid, there's a time when you have to put down your foot. Yeah, you have to put down your foot. And culture is part of the principle. Culture is designed so that people can really live according to them environment where them find themselves in. So we give thanks to say the leaders of America, the leaders of Africa, put on them foot. Because Mugabe don't tell him a thing already. Mugabe don't easy no answer. Mugabe say, well, I'm married to Obama. Well, that those kind of words, but yes. Anyway, we have Waynesworth Gentle on the line, and he is from the Marcus Garvey Youth Information Center. Good night, sir.
Good night, Mota.
All right, you have to tell me what is the Marcus Garvey Youth Information Center, which part that there?
All right, let me say greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I the First, Rastafari. All right, Mota, blessings to you and the RFM staff, and blessings to the whole of Jamaica, whoever the rest of the world will listen and taking in this thing. Now, the Marcus Garvey Youth Information Center is a place where the youth them can come in, can serve, can see what out in the world, put out them resumes. You understand me? I see jobs, seek other things, the other opportunities who are available, not just in our community, but in our country and elsewhere in the world. So I also, energy is there for youth, them be exposed, hopefully for positivity and wholeness, right? No, it is incorporated.
No, wait, hold on. Which part is this place there? Which part is there?
This is in Sentons there, on Owen Sound Drive, right across from Burton Square Land.
Okay. Yeah. Me aware. Alright.
So, right now, it's a summer program we're going to kind of is youth and, some activities and things, through music, art and craft, language, English, and mathematics, and dance, and what you call leisure activities, which is sports and other activities that to get the youth them energy set away.
So you have a library down there? You have a library in the place?
Well, we do have a library down there still, but I still encourage people in the community and the surrounding regions to utilize the St. Anne's Beer Library, because that's where most of our Marcus Garvey literature exists.
No, I know about the Marcus, I know about the St. Anne's wedding, but as a community we are dealing with Marcus Garvey youth.
Yeah, there is literature and stuff that is there, but the youth have to really push forward. We do try to promote it, and me as a music director there, I do encourage the youth to be heightened in the spirit and literature and attributes of the Honorable Marcus.
No, you know why I ask this? So you say name Youth Information Center. One of the hope that an information center would be stocked with information, whether from the computer or from books.
Well, there is stuff there from the computer, but like I said, is the community itself has to enlighten the youth them on who Marcus Garvey was. I mean, there are youths here in St. Anne's and them areas that don't know who Marcus Garvey is, and that's pathetic. Right, because Marcus Garvey right now attributes is a way of liberty for black people, black nation, not just black nation but for the world. These are the things that are being governing our country, which is Jamaica and enough other places in the world.
So you have books. You have books there where have Marcus Garvey like philosophy and opinions and them something there.
There are things that are there, yes, and we're trying gradually to expose these things to the youths, but not everybody have the same mentality towards Marcus Garvey and the seeds of Garvey as every other individual. Some more insightful or so outsightful, and there are others who are very close-minded to who Marcus Garvey and the spirit of Marcus Garvey and his seeds are. And I say seeds not necessarily being bloodline relation, but within the spirit of who the Honorable Marcus Garvey.
So you have classes there that talk about Marcus Garvey, I don't understand. Because it marks Youth Information Center, Marcus Garvey Youth Information Center.
Alright, let me tell you a thing about me, Waynesbury Gentles, and the artist G-Lox, whatever the world wants to know me as. I myself go out and made photocopies of stuff that was given to me by the UNIA organization here in Jamaica, right? And I photocopy that. I go out and I spend my own whatever dividends I can come up with and make photocopies, and I go and I hand them out to people, whether they're artists, business people, young youths, teachers, educators, business people, lawyers, whatever. I hand them out to these people. What would Marcus Garvey feel like today to see us as his generation or offsprings, bleaching, degrading ourselves to immorality and, ignoring what is important to us as black nation and our origin as Africa, right? Now, we can all say we represent Jamaica and we love Jamaica, but we're on a plantation. The rest of the world, it doesn't matter where you are, you understand what you're in the Caribbean, you're on a plantation. So then America and them place their plantation will lynch. Not talking about no syndrome.
No, but we're not Bridget, you're gone far, I mean,
I want to be realistic about it, Mota.
No, hold on, Bridget, hold on, man. I one little question me answer you gone to you Willie Lynch last time. No, me know you're anxious, but what me I say? Me want to find out if it does have the name Marcus Garvey choose which one there, or it's something where
it's a myth people have.
We are not, but you know, I'm talking about
go on.
May I ask you something? I want to know if it's because it does say Marcus Garvey because of Marcus Garvey place, or is this a place where the youth them can come and study about Marcus Garvey?
Alright, every youth who want to come to the UNI, I will call it the Youth Information Center, who want to know about Marcus Garvey, ask for the director, the music director, which does put out attributes about Marcus Garvey. Yes, I am a person who is pushing the knowledge and attributes of Marcus Garvey to everybody who is outsideful.
So when them come there, you have a little session where them sit down and reason about Marcus Garvey.
Well, we're trying to incorporate this, but there are other things that are involved, and it's also
more important.
A work in progress. It is there, you know, but we're pushing it. But not everybody is gravitating. And most of the youth, they're more into the modernized things of what's going on out there.
I know them more into the person them who them got to more interested in that.
Yeah, well, like I said, not everybody is going to have the same type of interest or, you understand what I say, a feeling towards Marcus Garvey or Black Nation or Africa as some. So the ones who do have it, some of them may come through the center, some of them may come there, and when it comes to the touch of Marcus Garvey, they repel. Now, Marcus Garvey started from our region, St. Anne's Bay and whatever, yet we don't have a chapter for the UNIA organization.
No, we're not talking about no organization, we're talking about your group. Your group we're talking about. You see,
yeah, but
alright, you see them group, you're fine with them little group, I know. Mm-hmm. We're always interested in our music and dance and singing and them. They say, that is the core root of black people thing.
Okay.
So when you say Marcus Garvey Youth Information Center, I would have expect that
it's not just Marcus Garvey's information is available. That is what.
Yeah. But obviously the focus is not on Marcus Garvey, but on like a club.
No. All right. Let's put it this way. The focus is on Marcus Garvey. That is the foundation of what has been created. All right. Now it is the involvement of the community and the youth, the staff, the volunteers that are incorporated in that organization now to strengthen everybody else out there who acquires or want to know more about who Marcus Garvey was, our first national hero. It's not just about talking about it now. We have to show some action now. And I am one of the volunteers who have been putting that out there. I mean, I need any other organization to say I'm an active Marcus Garvey representative. In my community here in St. Anne, I was refused. Doors were closing on me to learn and to pick up things about instrumental and instruments and music. And yet I am here now, back in my own community, sharing what I've learned out there in the rest of the world.
All right, explain where you learn now and where you share with the community.
Well, I've been taught music.
Oh, music.
Not just about here, but outside of in the diaspora. You say in Canada, I grew up here and in Toronto and the surrounding areas. In southern Ontario, Canada. I'm here in Jamaica. I've been working not just with the YIC. I also worked through the ministry at an institution in Kingston where I still did my music. You know what I mean? But I still had interactions with youths who were in institutions and in the educational system. Now, what I see a big issue is with we as Black Nation is we refuse what is good for us, almost like medicine. Marcus Garvey and the rest, was a good medicine for us as Black Nation, and yet we continue to refuse it. You understand what I mean? The Youth Information Center is a very, very important cornerstone in our community.
So what is the main trust? What is the main trust of the thing? Because we are talking about Marcus Garvey and saying that is not the main trust.
It is the main trust, but I mean, Muta, like listening to your program and knowing of your status as a media representative, not just here in Jamaica, but the rest of the world, you have a contrariness about you. So would I and everybody else out there. So I don't want to say anything that's going to be too touchy or too, you understand what I mean? I don't want to disrespect or make you feel like you're contributing to any other energies other than what the Marcus Garvey Youth Information Center represent. The staff, they work hard, they work with limited resources, they work with, how government organizations pretend to make things happen. Yet it's the involvement of the volunteers, the staff, the people who are community oriented to make those things happen. Right now, like I said, I'm one of those people. It doesn't just take one man or one woman to make these things happen. It takes a team. I'm a part of a team that is working towards the betterment of Marcus Garvey seeds. You understand? So all the people who feel the energy there with Waynesworth, Gentles, and whoever, that atmosphere and feelings of Marcus Garvey seeds are step in and aid us at the exactly why I see, whether it be music, mathematics, English, dance, arts and craft. We are here as a community, as volunteers, as youths who grew up to be adults now, passing on and sharing what we've learned about Marcus Garvey and about other things that Marcus Garvey would want us to be doing, which is upliftment, right?
Yeah. So tell me the different things them now where, all right, the lady just pass a paper here. She pass a paper and give me. And it's Marcus Garvey Youth Information Center need for music instruments.
Of course.
Okay,
yeah, I mean, we're always going to need those things. I mean,
right. So tell me
whether if it's people out there who want to send them to us, whether they be youths or loners or whatever, the youths them need things to play. And, I'll bring, my own things there, other people who are out there in our community and other musicians will donate things to us, but things will need repair and need replacement and stuff. And we seek out there not just to our community.
So you teach music
Jamaica.
there? You teach music there? You teach?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So
you are the music teacher at the center.
I'm music director at this point in time, sharing my energy with the center and the Marcus Garvey Seed. Yes.
Okay. And how much youth so you have at that center that come to the music class? Then?
Well, there's quite a few. The number rises, and I wouldn't say it falls. It's just on schedules of others why they wouldn't be present. To maybe other personal reasons why they wouldn't be present, but the energy is there. There's quite a few, which I don't know the exact numbers, but you know what I mean. It is split up where now in our summer program. There's 3 different age categories that I have to work with. It's mostly with the youths, but I have the 6 to 9, which are the younger crowd, the 12 to 10 to 12, and then the 13, 12, 17 and up. You know what I mean? And these youths are eager to expose themselves to the art of music and what it can do for not just Jamaica, our community, but the rest of the diaspora and world, right? So what we're doing right now with the youth them at the center, they love music. Some of them may not have known how to play. Some of them may not have known how to known the proper access to get close to these instruments and through percussive and the basics of music. I arrange with gentles and the rest of the musicians in our regions who are aiding me are pushing out their energy to share with the youths, make them more artistically inclined.
Musically. Okay. All right. Well, you're bringing this forward now that anyone out there who have instruments, musical instruments, want to donate.
I want to say this now. I'm going to come down for go on my knees and beg nobody for nothing.
No, I never say to beg you. The man are get arrogant. I never tell the man say must go down for your knee and beg.
No, man, no.
There is a need.
We reached out to
hold on. The lady give me a paper and it marked Marcus Garvey Youth Information Center need for musical instrument. That means that you are sending out a thing out there that you need some musical instrument. Nobody not to go down by your knees.
This was said a few months back to as well before we even got to this point as where we're going through the program now. I mean, I did a 6 weeks workshop where I came and brought in some other musicians and other instruments and stuff where we were showing the youth some basics of music just the same way, and we're doing this for the love of music and for the love of sharing with our community. We're not doing it because of money or any other attributions or any other interest. We're doing it for the love of just sharing and interacting with our communities. Now, I'm not a perfect person. I'm the most imperfect person I have ever met in my life, and I accept that.
Wait, hold on there. Wait a while ago. You're the most imperfect person you ever met in your life?
I am the most
You know that since I interview you, most of the time is yourself you relate to, brethren.
No, I'm not saying relate to myself. I have to get myself out of the way to say I'm the most imperfect person, which means that what else the world have to say, I'm not going to worry about that. It's all about we not have to share with our communities, our country, and the rest of the world, you know what I mean? I'm not just singling out myself. It's not me. or I. It's team.
All right, them are signal me for Robert, but tell me exactly what is the main, why you wanted to, what you wanted to say.
All right. Well, the main purpose is I want to give thanks to the staff of the YIC volunteers and the youth, and you know they're putting a lot of work into what has been going on so far, and we're seeking out their instruments, whether they belong or you know they can be donated or contributed to the center for the youth to use to play, and you know encourage them as well. You know, plus there's other things that are taking place in the center where we would like some aid to. It's not like say we'll get no whole heap of money to do anything. You know, we do rely on the aid of the community.
So you don't get no government aid. You don't get no government aid.
Well, they say the government is supposed to release things to us, but you know what I mean.
Take long.
By the time them release it to Bennett Reach and whatever, we still have to live and do things and whatever make things happen. So we're asking the aid of the community and the diaspora and whoever else who want to, you know, put contributions into what's going on. We appreciate it.
All right, sir. Well, it's nice. You can check RADA too, yeah?
Well, of course. We're going to check, like, all the other organizations.
No, you know when name RADA, though. You know it's RADA.
Yes, I know about RADA and stuff, and they deal with other things as in farming and agriculture and all those things.
All right, wrap a move, bro.
Give us thanks.
All right.
Drink motivated roots and all that's steady. It's good for back pain. It give a good night rest. You can contact 448-2840.
Do you want to stay?
And I FM there with you. Okay, so we want to send out a little, you know, we meet some people down in Montego Bay this weekend, and we don't want to forget them, you know. Because I don't want to hide when I go down there again. The sister we have with the tour bus, she named Lola. Anybody know Lola with the tour company, the brand new tour company? Yeah, so I yell up Lola. And we did yell up the student them already from Merritt College. And them teacher, Siri. Yeah, we did yell them up. So we want to yell up Lola now. Believe you me. Lola no easy, though. She said she have 2 brand new buses are coming for the half next week. May I tell you, she'll move up. Cutting edge on RFM, you know. All right, we can work it out. We are going to get some information, at least some more information, on this Marcus Garvey Youth Information Center. So as soon as money coming back, we're going to go back on it without the interviewee. Right, without the interviewee, we're going to go back on it. Because we really need to find out about the center. We have Marcus Garvey name upon it. You understand? It couldn't be just with a version there say about music and it come from London, Canada and all them way there. You know them way there. So I will not disrespect nothing, but we need to hear more. Trust me. I'm not trying to make the youth say more, but him not say more. You know them just as I don't know. Anyway. We are waiting for money. Money can get the paper. All right. So make we see what we know about the Marcus Garvey Center here, because I'm really interested in it. All right. But the youth never said nothing of them. None of them something now. But the youth never said nothing about them together. All right. Make we read it. Make we put it. The Marcus Garvey Youth Information Center epitomizes the basic tenets of Marcus Garvey. Him said that. The center offers a wide range of services to young people between the ages of 14 to 24 years. First and foremost, the center is a one-stop shop for youth development. It has a very strong referral system in place whereby youths are assessed, then referred to other youth serving organizations such as Art Trust, National Youth Service, Ministry of Labor, and the Jamaica Foundational for Lifelong Learning. The center currently offers 4 main programs: career and sexual reproductive health counseling, entrepreneurship coaching, empowerment guidance session, and them things I'm going to hear about. You see what it offers when it carry the name Marcus Garvey. We don't want all the time. When, you see, that is the problem we have with certain things, you know. The problem we have with certain groups, you know, that everything is centered around music. You understand, Manny? And then you talk about to young people now, and them have a thing, a gathering, or a group, or an organization. All you hear about is music. No, not no wrong, you know, because right now music is a way out for whole heap of youth, just know, but we don't want to keep producing only people who sing and dance. Because that is the only thing we were able to do in slavery. Slaves wasn't allowed to read book. Now that we can read, we don't want to read unless the book have whole heap of naked people in there, or tattoo picture in there. So we want the youth them now, when them in our organization, to be more than just trying to be like Vibes Cartel or Beanie Man or Bounty Killer. You understand? We want some entrepreneurs, some people who is not just managers, because they never teach black people how to own business. We never learn how to own business because we were regulated to just yam and cocoa and dasheen and fish. We never know, say you could have owned business, and black people have a weird thing, you know, if them start a business and buy one day, them now make the money, them close down the business and go to something else. China people and Indian people, them stick to the business and know, say, it's more than 1 year it really take for make start to turn over. All 5 years, 7 years it take for turn over a business to start make money. Black people, them a go about the business and 1 year, them now make no money. They say, boy, the money now make no money, I have to do something different. And most of we go to school to learn how to manage people business. Most black people in Jamaica are manage them a manager. Them are no owner. So when you hear about management skills, don't feel like the person who manage the business is him who own the business, because him can get fired too. The manager can get fired because it's not the manager business. You have a whole of bossy sleep about the place. Them in them suit, every day them in them suit, and them well-tailored dress and coat, and them gone to work. And you afraid to talk to them, you know, because you see them in them suit, you say, right, me can't talk to them people. And you tell them, yes sir, no sir, and I bite all your tongue more time when you say the sir. And little more when you look, you don't see them in the business. You say, wait, they want to this one person, that the person. Well, you want to say the owner fire them, you know. And you say, but wait, them, you know, things are them to do on the business. The manager is not the owner. We have a thing in a Jamaica office, the manager for the business is the owner. We have a thing in a Jamaica office, we have to be secretary. Because that is what them teach at university. Managerial positions, you get a master's in managing. You go to school like you want to be manager. We want some entrepreneurs who create business, who start business, who you look at your community and you see what is needed. And then out of that need, you develop a business around that. So this center now, the center offer 4 main programs, which I wanted to hear what else them offer. Career and sexual reproductive health counseling, which is very needed in Jamaica right now. Entrepreneurship coaching, empowerment guidance sessions, drug abuse counseling and awareness sessions. This on Tuesdays. I will send with this. Upcoming programs. They have some upcoming programs. Numeracy and literacy classes, music classes on Saturdays. Okay. Computer classes in collaboration with Art Trust. How long will I talk to the brethren? About 20 minutes. And we don't hear nothing about that. We don't hear nothing about them something there. We don't hear nothing about the entrepreneurship coaching, empowerment, guidance session, numeracy and literacy classes, and computer classes where them are going to have with Art Trust, in association with Art Trust. We don't hear nothing about that. I want to hear about Marcus Garvey, if them have any book there, they might tell me them refer them to St. Anne Library. Anyway, this is good. For you say Marcus Garvey to me, you know, it have to sound like something when me did there at school, you know. Because when me did at school, I would say, anything we have Marcus Garvey name on it, you know. Trust me, it have to go seriously, socially and politically aware. Because I come from out of school where a Marcus Garvey Jr. So when we say black power, when we say social movement, start school and anyway we forget the things them for supply to the school. We did have a little school, you know. If we ever tell the things them when we go for supply that school, every things, you know. You'd have never known say Mutabaruka. I'm a criminal, you know. Me, a criminal. Believe you me. This is the cutting edge.
You rule, you choose.
What's giving your brother? Jamaica Week is held over to July 31. Get 12%.
Here, man, festival and also Emancipation Day. When the people know say a Rasta lobby if you make that go back on the calendar, you know. I wonder how much man remember Jalide and Rasma Conan and all them Rasta man there. A Rasta lobby to make that go back on the calendar, because we take it off of the calendar, you know. The first August Emancipation Day, them take that off of the calendar. Well, they didn't know, it depends, you know, but here we go again, you know. It's that me I try to figure out. I mean, me have not against it, you know, because me love music. I mean, me love music. Me just love music. Me love play music. Me love when me have play music and me see people happy and all them something there, you know. But it come like we are miss out on something. You know, me understand we're in front away. The periphery is not even a peripheral thing, no, because that's the main thing. Me understand the whole glamour and glitter of the music industry and, you know, me understand that, you know, but black people, we need to understand ourselves on another level. Yeah, man, we need to understand ourselves on another level. And we're going to make this Virginia talk free. Because it's something where we keep ramming, and we have to keep ramming it. We have to keep ramming it. Yes, man, we have to keep ramming it. Believe
when I
me.
look at Africa, many questions come to mind. Many times I ask myself, what would happen if Mwalimu were to rise up and see what is happening? Many times I ask myself, what would happen if Kwame Nkrumah and Patrice Emery Lumumba were to rise up and see what is happening? Because what they would be confronted with is an Africa where the Democratic Republic of Congo is unsettled. There is a war going on there, but it is not on the front pages of our newspapers, because we don't even control our newspapers and the media. As I speak to you, the Central African Republic is at war, but we talk of it only mutedly. As I speak to you now, in South Sudan, the youngest nation in Africa, the Nuer have risen against the Dinka. As I speak to you now, Eritrea is unsettled. As I speak to you now, there is an ease in Egypt as there is an ease in Libya. In Niger it is no better. In Senegal, in the Casamance is no better. In Somalia is no better. Africa is at war with herself. This is what they would be confronted with. They would be confronted with an Africa which statisticians and romantic economists say is growing, but which in truth is stagnated. That is the Africa that they would be confronted with. They would be confronted with an African which, as Professor Mlama intimated in our presentation here, is an African which is suffering from schizophrenia. He does not know herself. They would be confronted with an African whose young men and women have no interest and low love for their continent. They would be confronted with an Africa where young men and young women are constantly humiliated at the embassies of European countries and at the United States of America as they seek the almighty green card. they would be confronted with an Africa where young men and women from Niger, Nigeria, Senegal, Mali, and Mauritania drown in the Mediterranean as they seek to be enslaved in Europe. This time round, Africans are not wailing and kicking as they are being taken away to be enslaved. They are being seen wailing and kicking as they seek to be enslaved in Europe and America. This is the tragedy of Africa. They'll be confronted with an African where people have lost their self-pride. An Africa where Africans are not proud of their things. An Africa where in the hotels of Dar es Salaam or Nairobi, even food has foreign names. When we fry potatoes, we call them French fries, even when they are fried in Dar es Salaam. That is the Africa that they would be confronted with. They would be confronted with another Africa. An Africa which does not tell her story. An Africa whose story is told by Europe and America, the CNN, Radio Deutsche Welle, Radio France. That is the Africa they would be confronted with. They would be confronted with the young men and women who have no pride in Africa. When they want to enjoy themselves, they sing the praises of football teams from Europe and America. It is Manchester United. It is Arsenal. It is Real Madrid. And Barcelona, not Yanga, not Mufulira Wanderers, not Gor Mahia, not FC Leopards. No. That is the Africa that they would be confronted with. They would be confronted with an Africa which does not enjoy theater and drama. That Africa celebrates Leonardo DiCaprio. It celebrates Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. The Africa does not celebrate Genevieve Naji of Nigeria or Rita Dominic or Lou Jacobs of Nigeria. It does not celebrate Bongowood or Nollywood or Riverwood. It celebrates Hollywood. That is the Africa with which they would be confronted. They would be confronted with African women whose greatest source of joy is cheap grade B Mexican soap opera, La Patrona, La Mujer de mi Vida, The Rich Also Cry. Why must we remind ourselves of these realities? Because throughout the ages, the battle has always been the battle of the mind. And if your mind is conquered, then you are going nowhere. And that is why in the ages of enlightenment in Europe, the great René Descartes said, cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am. And therefore, if Africans are to begin to make a contribution in their affairs, Africans must begin to think. But the question is, are we thinking? We have universities in their numbers. Tanzania has universities including Dar es Salaam. Nairobi has universities, as indeed Kampala, as indeed South Africa, Johannesburg. We have all these universities. We have engineers. But our roads are not being made by Tanzanian civil engineers. It is the Chinese who are present in this assembly who are making our roads. So we have engineers who cannot even make roads. We have doctors whom we have trained. But when we are sick, particularly if we are of the political class, depending on who colonized you, if you are colonized by the United Kingdom, you rush to London. If you are colonized by the French, you rush to Paris. If you are colonized by the Portuguese, you rush to Lisbon. And if you are colonized by the Spaniards, you rush to Madrid, Spain. And recently, because the Asians are beginning to get their act together, we run to India. And very lately, because the Arabs are also beginning to get their act together, we run to Dubai. Notwithstanding that we have the Kenyatta hostels of this country, the Muhimbilis of Tanzania, the Chris Hani Baragwanaths of South Africa, and the Mama Yemos of Kinshasa in Zaire or the Democratic Republic of Congo, but we have no faith in our doctors. In the area of education, we also don't have faith. Our political class introduced something that they call free education, but it's free indeed, free of knowledge. Because they are so suspicious of those institutions that the typical African politician would not dare take their children to those schools. Their children will be educated in the British system, in the American system, so that when they graduate, they go to the United Kingdom, to the United States. Not that there is anything wrong with those institutions, but the agenda is wrong because our leaders long lost the script and ought to be described for who they are, our misleaders. But we are co-authors of our own misfortune. Whenever we are given an opportunity to elect our leaders, we are given a blank check. And if you permit me a little latitude, and if you give me a blank check, and you allow me to analogize, and you say that I'm given the blank check to buy a Mercedes Benz, what we do is that when we are called upon, having been so empowered, we buy what one calls a tuk-tuk from India and expect it to behave like a Mercedes Benz. How does that happen? Because what we do is to elect thieves. We elect hyenas to take care of goats, and when the goats are consumed, we wonder why.
Cheesy Volts, lighting up the nation. Every country bite is a real cheese celebration.
And in many years, cheerleader by a youth named Omi. Here's a version of it, different style. Hey, can you believe it, Rasta? The youth just gone with a cheerleader tune and just million it up. Simple, no aggravation, no excitement, just it's amazing, man, it's amazing. Them listen to a million selling tune. I never say million, me talk about platinum, not gold. Platinum tune. By may I tell you, phenomenal, yeah, phenomenal. Believe you me, when a tune like that just come out of Jamaica, played in Jamaica, but it never played with that enthusiasm for people recognize say it's a big tune, even though we hear it play. But the people that move up on radio every day, they never play it with intensity that it would deserve when it go foreign. Now we see a youth just take it and remix it, and may I tell you, man, big. We feel good for the youth. I don't know what I'm going to do now for him follow up. You know, when where the youth name? Egyptian did sell a 500,000 copy of him tune, and from him sell that is it. I mean, you know what they call it, one hit wonder. You have only a one hit wonder in Jamaica. And you have a virgin name called Douglas who do a tune name Kung Fu Fighting. I tell you, from him make that tune, that is it. No more million selling album, no more big tune film. But you have a whole heap of them like that still. Millie Small, My Boy, Lollipop. You know, you have Heineken Mose tune where him go up and at stepper, here come that stepper. Whole heap of one hit. Them call them, in the music part, them call them one hit wonder. One hit wonders, you understand? But sometimes all you need is a million selling a tune, you know. Not to mention a million selling album. When you have like Sean Paul, we have sell 5 million. And you have like Shaggy, we have sell 15 million. I tell you. Yes, I guess the dream of every artist. The dream of every artist. Anyway, we're back to the basics. Back to the basics. Here goes.
Some guy posted my first video on YouTube, and let me tell you, things are getting hot. But don't let my white friends stop you from hearing the truth. Some of my white friends are upset, and for good reason. It's not every day you people get to see the inside secrets we whites have used for decades to dominate people of color. But don't fear. My white friends are just mad, because once you know all the secrets to gaining real black power, they will no longer be able to rule over you, because basically you blacks are the cash cow for white economics, and it has always been this way. Now, let's get back down to business. Today, I'm going to give you 3 more tips to gaining real black power. And this time I will try to keep it short. Last time we spoke about unity, religion, and economics. And while these are very important to establishing black power, there are other factors, more subtle, which you will need if you were to ever rule the world again. The first is self-image and self-love. The reason why you spend so much time trying to be friends with us white people is because you really don't want to be friends with yourselves. Your issue with self-image is a psychological one, which we implanted when we gave you our religion. This weapon was very effective, because it got you black people to fall in love with our image of beauty while at the same time making you hate your own. You see, every time a little black girl watches television, she is systematically being programmed to hate herself. And this is really a crime, because that little black girl will grow up and teach her little daughter to hate herself too. These methods of mind control are called implants. They are very effective, and boy, let me tell you, if I had a dime for every black female who permed her hair, I'd be a millionaire. You black men really have to get it together. For you to perm your hair is saying to the world that nappy, kinky hair is not good enough to wear. To believe this is culturally suicidal and reinforces our white supremacy system on every level. To perm your hair as a black woman is like a shark cutting off its fin. To do this is an open declaration that you hate who you are. And everybody knows this but you. We whites look at you and quietly laugh. We can't believe how you try to suppress your own DNA and then teach it to your daughters like it is some kind of family recipe to make popsicles. This act is nothing to be proud of. You should stop it, and stop it now. I've seen little black girls as young as 5 years old with perms in their hair. This is completely niggardly and self-hating. Some of you black girls take it a step further, and wear other people's hair in your heads. How can any self-respecting people do this and keep a straight face? I mean, really. This is ridiculous. I'm sure the Koreans are lefting all the way to the bank selling you blacks other people's hair. And I'd be willing to bet that the Hindus who distribute it are getting a nice payday too. You see, under our white supremacy culture, we take your sicknesses and turn them into profit for us. We know you cannot stand your black skin either and will buy all kinds of creams and lighteners to look more like us. We've made billions of dollars on your dysfunction. This is the way we keep the money rolling in. The sad thing is you hate yourself so much, you were willing to burn your scalp and face to change it. Some I have seen cut their noses down to be more white. Michael Jackson was one of those girls who did this. I mean, guys. Whatever. You get what I am saying. It's all about not being who you really are. But worst is the fact that you can't really say you love others until you can truly love yourselves. Which is why some of your relationships with black men are so bad. Here's the deep part. Some of you would diss a black guy because maybe he didn't go to church or have a good job. You would say if he does not believe in Jesus, you cannot date him. Remember, many of the images of Jesus have blonde hair and European features. So you diss the black guy for a blonde hair white guy who's basically a ghost, and then turn around and diss yourself by bleaching and perming your hair to look like the blonde-haired white image we gave you during slavery. Long story short, you were so in love with our image you reject everything that's not us. And that's how we control you. If I saw my white girlfriend trying to put other people's hair in her head and trying to look black, I would not respect her as much as I probably should. Further, I would get her a psychological evaluation because, like a fish shaving off its scales and wearing cat fur to be more like its enemy. A black woman perming her own hair to wear other people's long stringy hair is borderline psychotic, and means the mental evaluation needs to be put in place. You black women are the mothers of all civilization, for Christ's sakes. Going around trying to reject your own birthright. If you ever want to get back on top, you are going to have to stop perming and bleaching yourselves. Teach your daughters and sons to love who they are. And stop watching Sex in the City. It's just a bunch of white women bed hopping and living a lifestyle you will never see. Spend your time teaching your little girls to love being black. Turn those skinny white bitches off and give your babies a future where black girls rule. This is the good stuff.
Thought-provoking, always smoking. Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Yeah, Muta, good night.
Good night,
that
sir.
piece of when wicked man.
Which one is the wicked one? Black like a tar?
No, the piece with the
white
color
man,
thing.
the white man talk about the ear. Yes.
And the ear thing.
Yes.
The good God.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Yeah, man. Hey, you come up this weekend?
What is this way?
Massachusetts.
Yeah. Wait there, Massachusetts you call from all the while?
No, New York.
No, New York you call from?
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, me go for Massachusetts. Yeah, me there for Massachusetts this weekend.
Yeah, because they fooled me one time, so me make sure me call you and find out for sure.
As I look at you can't call me.
All right.
No, man, me go up there.
Enjoy the program.
Yeah, man, give thanks. Yeah.
All right.
Yes, that you that call from New York all the while, Rasta. Me I tell you, me think say my call from in a town there. All right. Here goes, brand new. Radar with an Mutabaruka for the case, right? Here goes. So everybody's trying to get a landscape and a call it. Yeah,
Mutabaruka, good night.
Good night, sir.
What's a going, man? Boy, I am Giovanni Dennis, a long time fan since about high school, and mistakenly or just by mistake me buck up and hear the radio on it. I mean, never forget what you said the first time, and from that time I always listen to you up until now. Me grow come turn big man, and most of what you say always end up come true. After a long while, I always just laugh and just look for the man where you always, even you say when I say people say I'm mad man and them thing they from the 80s and the different radio. And even now when people take you on and just take you on because of the popularity what you have to bring to your name and stuff like that, people just still use it most time as humor. But majority of way I say serious. Alright, me tell you the first thing I said the first time I listened to you was that you listen, they look on the cornflakes box and the amount of nutrients they on the cornflakes box. It would have better you eat the cornflakes box.
No, wait, hold on the bridging. I know he said that, you know. Them you, and it's not me that say that, you know. It's test it and say, is it you get more nutrients if you eat the box rather than the cornflakes?
Yeah, well, me I tell you that me hear you, that was the first one me hear. When me hear you say it the night, me laugh till morning, and everyone me gonna say it. People always laugh till me and my best friend who go high school go imitate you. Well, when the twins have twins used to do it still. That's me even do it now, like it come apart and me just try to talk like you and stuff like that. Even now, me see 1 and 2 times take picture, meet 1 and 2 places, just I am, but I'm never too long argument. I'm always more interested to listen to you.
Hold on the bridging, 12 o'clock, and we know so we have to do this.
Brothers and sisters, this is Charlie. Join us with respect for our national anthem. Let us stand and defend this one. Peace and love. Thank you. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil hearts. Do our life through countless times. To our justice, truth, be us forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we
Yeah, again.
Yes, you hear me?
Yeah, me I hear you.
Alright, yeah man. So as me said, it was you when it did say that from that time them become a fan up until now. And I tell you, it really guided me through the remaining part of high school and I go through and through university in a way where you keep me grounded and I'm always happy. And no matter how busy you be, if you can ever spare the time whenever a lecturer them invited to you to speak or anything at all, if I even for 5 minutes as a presence alone, influential. I might not know how influential it be to people because I know everybody I got brave enough to come up to you. But trust me, I inspire me a whole heap. I always listen to your talk when you're there in the crowd and then one away to me. Even say to somebody sometime, one of the time after one of your speeches, say, boy, you know, you can't go even in some of the whole spiritual aspect of the whole Rastafari thing because it will scare people. You keep it kind of simple where we attract people with the humor, but yes, they try to inject some facts in it. It's a whole heap of thing you teach me about how we hate ourselves and them things, but you do it with a whole heap of humor same way, and me can't begin to explain how much you're influential from my life because I take up the whole and
true. We have more things to do.
Yeah, only more things to do. But only if you say to yourself, boy, I really appreciate you. You're the next person named Jerry Small to used to work with Jerry Small and just how you know go about doing what you want to do, using your own language and preaching, you know, self-love and them things. I follow them things. Me even do a master's in a philosophy right now because of them things there. And do a whole heap of African philosophy to people like Joseph Benjamin, and me have Marcus Garvey words and philosophy and teachings of Marcus Garvey. All these things, you know, I am because I'm follow up all of them things and I listen to you religiously. If I get to listen to you tonight or tomorrow night, I listen back on Romy and Johnson page on YouTube. So all them things and the whole social media help a lot now to listen. And trust me, man, a lot of there we're intellectual, we follow what you say.
Alright, give thanks, Bridget, give thanks.
Alright, yes.
Yes, you know, and I can't tell the Bridget name just mentioned a while ago on YouTube, 5 million hits. For Cutchinage and Stephen Razor, 5 million hits. Yeah. Yes, okay. Brand new. Here we go. Brand new. It's
Hello?
Yeah, may I listen?
Hello?
Yeah, man, we're there, man.
Yeah, Muta, give thanks.
Blessed, man.
Boy, may I tell you, Muta, may I try to tell you, say, every Wednesday night, me try my best to keep up to catch up. But may I tell you the truth.
Why say me I run too fast?
Boy, Muta, me don't know. Me don't know if you want to move like you swing ball, but may I tell you the truth, Muta. Right now, me I talk to you now, bare teeth me I show right now. You see me?
Bare teeth?
Me I tell you because you the man is like me look up to you.
Hey, look, hey, you give thanks that you have teeth. Enough man I lose them teeth, you know, man thump you in the mouth, them teeth, them fly out.
Muta, a while ago me I listen the brother I talk to you. And you know, I say, it's like, certain things they must say, boy, I look up to you and them things there. I see a mess made up on. You see me, it's like, me and my rating them I talk more and, you know, me I try to talk like how you talk, laugh like how you talk and just say some things because me just find it funny in a good way, you see me?
Alright, sir.
So, me I tell you, say, me respect the higher, me say me respect me respect the higher 110% because me love the work when I have the same way, you see me?
Alright, give thanks,
yeah, big man thing, but you see, right now, I want to talk to you about some things, but I'm good as have to end up on call back because the night's still early, you see me?
The night early?
Yeah, it's still early for me, because I'm just there going
okay. So you have your matching stick? You know, say all the people have to use matching stick hold up their eye because they don't want to miss the program at all.
Listen me now, man. Me make sure I have my herbs to keep me up for the night. You understand what I'm saying?
Bad herbs you have, man. Herbs
make sure I have my herbs, so in a few hours or in a few minutes, put it away there. Me sure I'll call about because I want to talk about some things that are going in a St. James, not in a Montego Bay. You understand what I say?
No, then why you can't talk about it now? Because you can't get me.
Well, alright, no problem. You know what I mean? One shot, one kill, or so. Me just take it for a shot. You understand? So I just.
What you say a while ago? One shot, one what?
One shot, one kill.
And Mobile you come from, don't it? I'm going to Mobile man tell them something about one shot, one kill, you know. Sir, the man that talk about like, you a scammer?
I don't want to talk about now. You see the same thing?
No, me ask if you, answer me no, man.
No, Muta, means that a scammer.
The way they that about one shot, one kill.
No, because based on the way I say, no, me may never get you again. Yeah, that's what I say, because like me say, you move fast, so me may never get you again. So me just use the term as one shot, one kill. One
shot, one kill, alright, sir. Go on, no kill then, go on, kill.
Alright, Muta, then you know what's the last night, see? Last night, me and two of my cousins are forward for our studios, see? And right at Catherine Mount, that's all. Cross our Westgate Hills, we drive through Mount Salem, seeing we have come across and we get stopped from 3 police officers. Seeing, and me I tell us about the man named Dupan is una scammer. And I say, what I supposed to mean? The man want to call the phone motor. Seeing up and down in the phone and them go carry to Moke and then go this and then that and because me I say, listen, me I say, brother, when you can't just look upon people and I say, it's the man scammer. But you are going to move there. You see why them do them thing? I'll be a shot a beat cross over the free. And the man
them not check the shot them.
The man them hear the shot them a beat cross the free and the man them won't even move.
Yeah, them afraid, man. Afraid.
Yeah, understand me? I say move. And them thing in the right because what you know, every crime you go on in a St. James, them blame upon a lot of scam.
Alright, tell me where you think I go on. Where you think I go on?
Right now, Muta. You have people have them vibes for a longer time before even them thing.
Yeah.
You understand me? I say?
Yeah.
So, me don't want the government to blame them thing upon the little man and we are child what thing because in a real life, you can't even get a job right now.
So wait let me ask you a question now. You can't get a job, so where you go to rob people?
I them left you them to do. Because them tell us say you have to qualify in this field.
But majority of Jamaican youth na rob people. The majority of Jamaican youth can't get no work, but the majority of Jamaican youth na rob people.
More time of the police then themselves rob people.
No, listen to me now. You put people on something else, man. Me say the majority of Jamaican youth who can't get no job now rob people. So when you say them left you for go rob people because them not get no job, them left you for go rob people.
No, they don't left me for rob people.
Not you personally. Me talk about the youth them what you talk about. You say they say the youth them can't get no job, so them left them for go rob people.
Yeah.
And me I tell you, say the majority of youth them in Jamaica do have no job and the majority of youth now rob people.
That's true still.
Yeah, so me don't understand it's a one kill business you lick down here now for me.
But Muta, you are going next thing. You see arcade burn down what there, see?
Yeah.
You see arcade burn down what there.
Yeah, the shoot part.
Yeah, the shoot burn down and a whole heap of people lose whole heap of things.
Yeah, I mean a man say him lose $3 million worth of things.
So there's a Muta, who you feel cause of fire there?
No, wait, me not speculate, me I tell you where me ear says a woman have a candle and she drop asleep and they drop and burn up the place. Where you say cause it now? Tell me where you say cause it.
Muta, hear me ask man. I tricks and show everything in the Muta.
No, me not say no, me tell me where you
because you are no Muta, see?
Wait, hold on, without calling no name, tell me where you think caused the fire.
What me think caused the fire?
Yeah. Or where you hear cause the fire?
Are the bigger heads them cause the fire, Muta?
Bigger heads cause the fire. So
yeah, the bigger people them want control this, so we want this.
Oh, so the bigger head them want control it, so them like the place of fire so they can't move out.
So look at vendor them can move out and so them can have if eat food or fight and but what to the vendor them now?
Tell me now, what to them?
But I mean I try to tell us when them say them a try to fight crime because they say they cause all kind of illegal things and wanted man and way so them do what they do. Feel like say boy that go stop whatever them a do.
Okay.
But you can't say I stop certain things and I do that to people then kind of way because you go start more.
Yeah, well, brethren, I don't know it's because it has just that I hear, and if you say you down there. So what, you is part of the people them who lose things, or you is part of the people them who start the thing?
No, man, me just a citizen.
Oh, you just a citizen?
Me, I say, you know the street never sleep, you know.
Okay.
You understand me? I say,
me don't get there, Saturday night, you know, from me there, right behind Jared Park there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and some student from America, right behind Jared Park there. At Thompson Street, that are...
Right behind Jared Park, behind Jared Park at Tate Street.
No. Below going to the clock, man. Below going to the clock part.
You have Thompson Street, I have Jared Street.
No, past Jared Park.
Market Street.
Eh?
You have Market Street.
No, alright. On your right, when you go down the road for reach at the corner, the clock. With a road name on your right.
Well, let's have Barnett Street.
No, man, before you reach Barnett Street, man. You know the little road where you come out of Barnett, you turn up the road like you go up to Jared Park, but you turn right?
Oh, Colonel Avenue.
Sure, I can't remember the truth.
Colonel Avenue, there's somewhere you turn
I know Thomas R. Thompson, Street or something.
No, them the street, that is side street, them there.
Side street, me talk about, man.
And I tell us, you have Tate Street, you have Thompson Street, Market Street.
No, the one me talk about, we just call Thompson Street.
Thompson Street, oh, okay.
How much time me say that you go like me don't know what me I say?
Well, Muta, me never, okay, I'm sorry about that. But
Muta, one time me say that you go like me don't know what me I say.
Muta, listen to that one, right?
Me used to live at Mobile, you know. You never know, me used to live at Mobile.
Muta, listen, me no man.
Yeah.
Me probably never know, say live at Mobile. You used to live at Mobile.
Yeah. No,
I always down this side, you understand what I say?
Black shop area in Potosi. Go round to John's Square.
John's, yeah, run by that side.
Around it, some used to live.
But Muta, me I tell you the truth, me just, you know, a big man thing, me just love the work where I do. Me like, I'm sure, for sure,
you know, see a long time you have your talk on the radio.
But me want to say one more thing to you.
You know, so you don't pay for no time on it.
Well, Muta, one more thing I want to say to you,
yeah.
Me sure how much me respect you. You know, say every night before me go on my bed, me turn on me YouTube on my phone and plug in my earphone and me put it on one of the program them.
Me think you go say every night you go to your bed, you pray to me. Me never know.
No, Muta, man, your program, me just put it on one of the program them and just listen it right through night because me just love the other idea thing. You understand what I say?
Alright, give thanks, Benjamin.
Yeah,
give thanks.
Blessed love, Muta.
I receive. I tell you, I think the man go say every night him go to your bed and pray for me. Pray to me. Pray for me. Me not so arrogant for saying I pray to me. Pray for me because I don't pray to no one. Believe you me. Sir. Next call. Eh? I'm gonna break it up. I click it now. We're not break nothing at all.
The heat is on for summer and so are the deals. It's the home and things hot summer specials with hot deals on all your favorite brands and new arrivals too. Mosaic, ceramic and porcelain tiles on sale. Bathroom fixtures and faucets, laminate flooring, granite countertops, windows, doors, home decor, all on sale. Yes, the deals are heating up at Home and Things, Old Hope Road and Concept Spring Road. Check out the hot summer specials now on at Home and Things.
The holiday depend with me, I tell you, the holiday depend with. Yes. Yeah. Alright, somebody are playing music in the background there.
Muta.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, me I hear you, but what kind of music that you play around at the back?
No, me stand up beside me truck, a tractor.
The truck?
Hold on.
It want tune up, man. The truck want tune up.
Hold on.
It come like you try to make a quick escape. Turn out the truck, man.
No, man, it's up on a take a urine. A truck me I drive, you know, me the American drive truck from me.
Oh, yeah. A big truck you drive a foreign there. Where you go? Connecticut?
Texas.
You go Texas?
Yeah, man.
So where you have on the back of the truck there?
The empty and all is a landing gear. Me go pick up a Texas to come back to Miami.
Well, you have the big work, man.
And I'm a white man.
Now you have the big work. May I tell you?
I'm white man.
So you don't want a truck yet?
We don't want a truck, Muta.
Why you don't want a truck? Then if you didn't want a truck, you'd make more money and fight.
No, that's your feel. That's your feel. There's a virgin that treats up on the road and he make $500,000 last year and he can't get a phone to him.
So we...
Why you laugh off a motor?
No, because
Hey, Muta.
yeah. Let me ask that question.
Yeah.
You tell me say it better you drive a man truck and him pay you than you have your own truck.
But what kind of motor?
Mm.
So I go show you something, right? I go show you a thing.
But your people long man because I still hear the people around the back there.
You what?
You know, so you stop and take a leak.
Yeah, man, but me
the leak sound long.
But me drive a no motor, man.
They don't still hear the thing and go lick, tick, 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 right now.
Because in a truck I drive, the truck I make nice, so they want me to do motor.
No, me don't know. Me don't say, alright, that the truck I make nice. Anyway, tell me where that tell me a while ago.
Alright. A yard man who me know, right? Him and his son come together and then buy a truck. So they go up the road, go pick up a load close to Michigan. And the son will drive through some back road, and when he come to a light, when he sink the clutch, the release bearing from the pressure plate pop off. When they tow the truck, that is the repair shop. By the time they check everything, cut long story short, the shop one year is $10,000 for 60 truck. Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, but that not answer me no. Me ask you if you make more money.
Motor, you have to pay fuel tax.
No, brethren.
Alright.
One question me ask you know. One question me ask you. Me say. You tell me say in America when you drive truck, it better when you drive a man truck and him pay you than you own your own truck?
Yes.
Okay, and that's me ask you. Have to go around the
what you know motor?
Yeah, it can't.
It's a simple answer.
Yeah, you give me the answer already. It's simple.
Hold on, man. If you have a truck and you have a broke down motor, you're alright. But if you have a truck and go broke down, trust me, you're going to do. You're going to get.
So the truck where you are drive broke down?
No, man, a new truck, man.
Then that me I said, they see that you're there. You talk about a new truck.
Why? Motor is complicated, but you want okay.
So like how much money you make? So tell me like how much money you make so for drive?
$1,000, man, round trip.
$1,000? From which part you drive?
Miami.
You drive from Miami to Texas and you get under $1,000? So return trip?
Round.
Yeah, return, yeah, alright. So you drive from Miami go Texas, which is like, how much hours that now?
1,400 miles, 22 hours I drive.
Yeah, about 20 hours or something like that.
22.
About 22, alright, it's 22. You take 22 hours and return trip, you get $1,000. And you are telling me, say, you don't prefer do that than own your own truck.
Yes, sir.
No, me actually say, it means the America may deport you, no, brethren.
Why, me actually say,
no, would I deport you? Would I tell Obama to deport you, brethren? Because you prefer drive a man truck for $1,000 than own your own truck, Rasta.
Motor. If they did the amongst me and the amongst the man who own truck and see what them have to face on a day-to-day basis, you'd have fully overstand more.
Alright, so wait a minute now. The man who own that truck there, you will make more money than him?
In some cases.
In some cases? Like which case?
Yes.
Like which case?
Well, the biggest thing what can go against that the man the motor is the truck broke down. Bust one tire, or have to get it towed because it shut down a road or so.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, still I go get my money, you know.
Yeah, me know. But
you understand?
Yeah. You know, say me I come to America, come own some truck and give you the fridge. Like, get some of your men to them who pay for who work for $1,000 and I'll get some truck.
Why?
Yeah, man. I want some truck.
But I love to you coming up. But Muta, hear what I say. Before, the reason why I call them, I to clear up that before we go back in this.
No, we not go back to the truck talk. You know, tell me where you're talking.
Alright, we're going to let go that now.
Yeah.
Why me? You know, hear about the $9 trillion with the Federal Reserve Bank can get account for.
The $9 trillion with the Federal
$9 trillion with the Federal Reserve Bank. Them don't know where there. No, they don't know where there.
Yeah, gone in ammunitions and war and all these things.
But so here want no motor. There's a clip on YouTube for them put, right? The interview with the woman. Mother want you to check out the clip and the one them where we follow underneath it.
Tell me what the clip I talk about.
Alright. If people talk about some a man an interview a secretary like a secretary general of the federal bank, and him ask them about what happened to $1.5 trillion with the Federal Reserve Bank add to their spreadsheet. What happened to that the money the way gone? Then he move on to and ask again what happened to the $9 trillion what they can't be account for. And the man say when they break it down, every man, woman and child in America owe them 30,000 US.
Well, I see like Jamaica too. I see like Jamaica, you know.
Hey, Puta, over here son third world country.
Well, them say, you know, to them say America is the world's first world country.
Puta, I tell you.
Them say America is the world's first world country.
Hey, Puta, I put all 29 pounds I'm over here.
Yeah, well, we paid up things to American things over here. And the Chinese, them are run things I know. Them make the thing them cheap and sell them cheap.
Hey, Muta, I'm going to tell you about cheap. It's all a home depot. The man they make some sit, they look pretty. When I put them in your house.
Mash up.
But almighty gosh, man, some time I have to call all home depot and cook all bad word, man. When they start from them have to run.
And you know, when you cuss bad word to them, you know, them want you cuss more because it's so nice.
Alright, Muta. Yeah. Right, I know me I get a thing called GED, right? High school diploma.
Yeah.
Then my high school diploma not over here, so I'm going to go get GED to get the good work, right?
Yeah.
After I sign up the GED class, I tell the white man in the class, said, this go not, it can't help in my career.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, that this was designed to suppress people. Because if you look on the whole layout, Puta, and the tape and everything, and how them a teach you, they put it on in front of one computer and give some example. And you have to learn off of the example where they give. So I tell them and I tell them, say, yo, this not work, you know, we need somebody to lecture and tell you and explain to you the do's and the don'ts and the difference.
Of course.
Right. So I tell the woman, say, boy, this is a suppress people, you know, especially black people, that this never designed to make a man go forward with him designer, to make a man get frustrated and walk with. You know, everything when I tell the woman moves, the woman look for me like an accident.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, say, Almighty God, out of everything when I say, that is the only thing you hear, you like the accent.
Alright, here one now, I know say you look company for drive go to Texas, you know, but I not going to provide a company then no further.
Yo, just say this is your man is enough company.
Yeah, so we give thanks to say you call and you dep on your work still.
But on the first time I talk to you,
yeah.
It's the first time we talk to you, you come off as an ignorant brother, you know.
Oh, me?
Yes, man.
Me sound ignorant now?
No, man. The first, yeah. You see, there was an article published in one of them local newspaper about Canada wants to spend much $1 million with Jamaica, with Ganja. I'm going to call you, I'm going to tell you about the article. You are going to tell me, you know, Ganja still illegal at Jamaica, you can't go to prison. I have a call from, I have a call from Africa, so you have to move. When me I say, if somebody call you and tell us that they read the article, you're not supposed to try and find out when you get the article.
No, but me not have to find out nothing. Me not have to try and find out. No, Ganja no legal at Jamaica.
Lord God Almighty, you're going back on that again.
But me not you have to move. You have to move.
Read an article in America, you're going to the restaurant.
Yeah, I mean I tell you say, the article I tell you that I don't know where the article I say because Ganja no legal in Jamaica.
No, me listen to the Ganja reform you read.
And you find out the Ganja no legal in Jamaica.
Hey, how them we kill 18 months from the tourist and get with over 2 months of Ganja? No matter that. Once the Ganja where you plant here, yeah, the 5 plants. You want me to kill?
Yeah, but you see, no, you see, that's what I mean. So you look company for go to Texas.
Alright.
Me have to move. Yeah, me have to move.
Yeah, man. Blessed, man. Blessed.
Trinity Mall Medical, Surgical and Ultrasound Center. They offer a wide array of services just for you, like ultrasound, ECG, pap smears, minor surgeries, psychological counseling, and so much more. They are open 24 hours to serve you. Visit them at Suite 19 to 21 Trinity Mall Plaza, 3 Barnett Street, Montego Bay, or call them at 952-6041. They are waiting to serve you.
2 for 1. Bashman granted 3.
And you make me skitty tricking about Fluffy to the world. I know she's slim down and feel well lollipop.
And per partner, special guest Ishona. Saturday, August 1, Hotel Comingo, Savlamar. Sunday, August 2, Old Police Station, Maypen. Thursday, August 6, Ocho Rios Transport Center. 2 for 1.
Based on this seat and a mercy from way out in the crunch. In association with Guinea, present Jamaica Sound System Festival. Touch the Arcos here. Plantation Co-op Richmond. Prairie St. Anne. Music by Bass on this seat. From St. Anne. Paulo. From Kingston. Eviama. From Italy. Barrier Free. From out of Japan. Body Gas. From Clarendon. You're hosted by GT Taylor. Sponsored by Line. Jamaica Tour Sport. Guinness. And Flow. Must be 18 and older to enter. ID required. Drink responsibly. $1 grand at the gate. Bring your queen and leave the machine.
A celebration time. It's a proud and free Jamaica 53 celebration at Mellow Round 2015. Tuesday, August 4 at 8 p.m. at the Independence Village, Randy Williams Entertainment Center. Tickets, adults 800 pre-sold, 1,000 at the gate. Children under 12, 400. Tickets available at select Sangster's bookstores and JCDC offices. Sponsored by Chase, TEF, Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, JAMS, KSAC, IRFM, Fire, Mellow, Cool, Roots, TVJ, Zip 103. Mellow Round 2015.
Join me, Roger Haspel, and the IRFM Outside Broadcast crew at Emancipation Jubilee this Friday, July 31 at the Seville Heritage Park in St. Anne. IRFM will bring you live links from Emancipation Jubilee, a cultural explosion featuring the best of Jamaica in food, culture, dance, and music. That's IRFM coming to you live from Seville Heritage Park at Emancipation Jubilee, celebrating our ancestors through light, drumming, music, and dancing.
The heat is on for summer and so are the deals. It's the home and things hot summer specials with hot deals on all your favorite brands and new arrivals too. Mosaic, ceramic, and porcelain tiles on sale. Bathroom fixtures and faucets, laminate flooring, granite countertops, windows, doors, home decor, all on sale. Yes, the deals are heating up at Home and Things, Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road. Check out the hot summer specials now on at Home and Things. Are heating up at Home and Things, Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road. Check out the hot summer specials now on at Home and Things.
Yeah, cutting edge. We don't know. We can take this call. Yes, yeah.
Hello, greetings.
Blessed.
How are you, Muta?
Yeah, man.
It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Give thanks.
Because it's my first time calling too.
Okay.
I remember back in my high school days, I had some friends used to talk about you. They said that you didn't believe in God. But, I knew that because, Rastamans, they have one thing in common. What's that? Is that Haile Selassie is God, So I was never judgmental or thought anything bad about you. But it's recently I've been listening to Cutting Edge. And I hear your philosophy and I hear how you think. I mean, it's your philosophy and your opinions about God and the super being, the supreme being is the fullness, is everything. So
okay, so you listen now on the YouTube and you hear my idea and concept of God.
Yeah, I listen on YouTube too. But I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
No, I'm saying your friends told you one thing, but now that you hear from me personally about my concept, what you say about it now?
Your concepts are very high. Like the other day I was listening and you said something about no man is good and no man is evil.
You have good actions and evil actions, but man is not innately bad or good. But man, good people do bad things and bad people do good things.
Right, I heard your opinion about that. And many your philosophy, your opinions are in the Bible too.
Yes. So where are you calling from? Where are you calling from?
Miami.
Oh, you're calling from Miami. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the event that you was having in West Palm Beach, but I didn't get a chance to go.
Oh, that was early. That was last year, man. That was last year. Oh no, not last. Yeah, last year.
Early.
Well, I was there.
Last year it was.
Yeah, I was in Fort Lauderdale early on in the year too.
Oh, Oh, okay.
Yes.
And I had a friend wanted me to let you know too. There was these Europeans who went into Africa, and then they had their gods and their way of life and everything, and they made a Bible just for them.
Yeah.
To tell them that their God and their way of living was not good, and that their God was the devil.
Yeah.
And then that Jesus was a true God.
Yeah, well, they always give us what they want to give us, and then we suck it in and suck it in, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, give thanks, Virgin. Give thanks.
All right, my brother.
Yes. Whole heap of youth is like that. Whole heap. Since we started that program 23 years ago, enough youth did have half as mad until them go to university and go foreign. Them realize where we are saying not really madness. Enough. When we talk about thousands of youth. Especially like how now you have the advent of internet and them can go so bam. Thousands of youth. That is why it is good. These things can be recorded and people can go and listen to it and find out, say, but wait. Oh, my mother and my father used to tell me, say, that brother, they're mad. Him not really mad. Him not fool. Him know what I say. So, for those of you who remember Kofi Annan, Kofi Annan is in the news again in Africa. Kofi Annan say, Africa does little to pollute our world, but will pay the highest price. Africa should be aiming for green energy and leapfrog some of the dirty processes used to become prosperous. At the same time, even though it contributes very little, hear that? Africa contributes very little to the pollution of our world. It will pay the highest price for it. This is how former Secretary General of the United Nations and Nobel Prize laureate Kofi Annan frames the current landscape of Africa's path to renewable energy, while maintaining the continent is a clean canvas full of possibilities and flexibility. And let me show you a big picture. This is Rwanda. This is which part we get the name from, Mutabaruka. The word Mutabaruka comes from Rwanda. Let me show you a picture with solar energy. Now, I want you to know, the first place, that's why, people must hear these things, People must hear these things. And when I talk half an hour, with somebody tell me, I talk about half an hour where we go see and experience. I know them say experience teach wisdom. Wisdom no come from above like the national anthem, grant true wisdom from above. That is what these four parents, our four parents used to talk about wisdom from above. Wisdom no come from above. It come from experience. So, may I say, this is not something when nobody tell me about. And when me see, me go to South Africa and me see a skyscraper. Well, it never does scrape the sky really. It's like building where, well, I know it's not Jamaican building with tall like it still, because the tallest building I see is where in New Kingston, maybe the one in New Kingston, or the digital building. But the whole of the building run off solar energy. And the first place I go see a big building like that run off solar energy. Now I look at a picture in front of me, in a Rwanda, the same place where them see a whole heap of madness are going and killing and this and that. This building here is a solar energy building, and Annan has become an influential voice in the discourse on African energy resources, and he's a member of the Africa Progress Panel, an entity that promotes equitable and sustainable development for the continent. In that capacity, he has recently called for a boost in investment in Africa's energy to unlock the potential as a global low-carbon superpower. All right. So, all you hear about Boko Haram and this in Sudan and this year in Somalia and all you hear, we know say Africa is not under fire. You have 50 different countries in Africa. We keep repeating it and we have to repeat it. Marcus Garvey tell us that we must keep repeating these things. You have 50 countries in Africa. The majority of countries in Africa is not in war. The majority of countries in Africa is not suffering from what them call it, starvation and disease. And we are highlight say Rwanda. As a matter of fact, Ethiopia right now is one of the most fastest moving economy. Not in Africa alone, you know, in the world. Ethiopia. And we talk about Rwanda 15 years ago. You'd have never hear nobody talk about them Rwanda. With the genocide where they go on there between the different nations them down there. Now we see reggae artists go to Rwanda like them a go Florida. Yeah, Rwanda, that same place there where they have the whole heap of killing and this and killing and killing and killing. Rise themselves out of that ashes. 20 years ago was a war zone. And now we are looking at these pictures and we say solar panels like trouble. And last week we tell you how them say the place to go now for vacation, number one spot for vacation is not Italy and it's not Greece, it's Ethiopia. So when we are talking about Africa, we understand the whole heap of turmoil in Africa. But we know say Africa is not a country, it's a continent. Therefore, meanwhile them show you in front of you the turmoil in Africa. We not ignore the turmoil in Africa, you know, but we are say the majority of Africa is not in turmoil. The majority of Africa is not in turmoil. So we want to highlight some of the things them that we feel Jamaican people especially, because most Jamaican people don't see Africa favorable. Them don't see it. Most Jamaican people don't even think consciously about Africa. Because the picture that in front of about Africa is so embedded and deep in our consciousness that when I'm here talk about no solar panel, man frightened when them see skyscraper in Africa. Man never knows a skyscraper in Africa. Just like what whole heap of white you never know say people drive car in Jamaica. Me are talking to some white people in Michigan, you know. Some white people in Michigan, you know. I tell them say me come from Jamaica and them say, do you have cars in Jamaica? I mean I say, yeah man, we have cars, you know, we have all plane too. Helicopter and we have a tall buildings. Very difficult for you to tell them you there. Say Jamaica is a place with car there. And it might sound weird and far-fetched to you, but it's true. Because me personally experience it. Me not talk something when people tell me. Well, it's a similar thing with Africa. When you tell Jamaican people about Africa, they must say, me never know say you have all them things there in Africa. They're hard to believe it. Last week we tell you about Bollywood. Nollywood, which is like Bollywood in India, like Hollywood in America. And they must show you how movies, on top of movies are making in a Nigeria there. They have a thriving movie industry. That you know, you hardly hear about in this part of the world more than if you use a one where I buy the little bandulo Nigerian DVD them. And you go up on YouTube and find some DVD YouTube. I see the operator watch some Nigerian movie a while ago. I feel so proud of her. I feel so proud of her. I feel go to go hug her up and kiss her. But When I say she watch it, I say, yes, sister. I mean, not that is an educator, but at least she say an alternative. I have whole heap of Jamaicans right now where get hooked on the Nigerian soap opera them. Why may I say it to say that? That we would have never know, say.
The system build up a robbery, a murder, you know. A murder, them murder, we pick them.
No, I just say, them a point fingers same way, or them a do the same thing. You see me? It's just like me.
Alright, so let me ask you a question. Now. Suppose he's a man who rob people. You see?
Yeah.
And you go to the road, go rob a man.
Yeah.
And when you come home, you see a robber in your house. What you da do?
Why? I mean,
no, tell me because you are saying.
I'm compose the opinion about it.
No, listen to what you say now.
Yeah.
So me I ask you the question now. Suppose you was a thief, rob a man out the road. And when you go to your yard, you see a man and rob your house. What you going to do?
You don't know them, so I'll share in love.
Okay, alright. You know, that we are talking about. That we are talking about. That we are talking about. You have to look into it, you know.
I really think so, man. Yes. You know, man, you go to say, man, I only for the juvenile there, I listen to them more.
Me know, man. Me know.
Them I fight to service, man, and I try.
So what kind of work you do, Mobi? More than look girls, brown girls.
You
have to come back Kingston for that. No, you have to come back Kingston for that. If you want some brown girl, you have to come back Kingston for that. You can't see a dump up beach. Brown girl, I got a dump up beach.
I'm a intuition, if I like
a doctor's game, she's supposed to be a doctor's game as a little brown girl with her brown mother. She's not supposed to be a dump up beach. I know, I'm telling something to you. You know, the place name I'm Mobi still. I think some of being the meeting that keep on. What then, we used to do gymnastics, you see what I say, and we feel them I say, it's important that I look out, you see what I say. And in the gathering, I think you needed to, and it's like, I don't remember exactly, but it's like something in there, if you need to, and you say, oh, more and that. You see, I said to myself, you go out, if you have money to put on, you want that. And I tell you, when I tell you, a couple years, when I like to see it, man, I see it. And you like me now?
And I want to come and overstand the thing.
I whole heap of people never used to like me and they like me now. Oh gosh, man, I feel good. Anyway, we have to move here.
Big up yourself.
Yeah, me I tell you, I know people never used to like me. You know, Brian, you know, people come out and they never used to like me. You see, Mama and Papa, you know, my pick me when me book a foreign in some university when me go there. With them send for me to, you know. Because when them did at Jamaica, they couldn't make them mother hear them mention my name in them house, you know. And so they go foreign, and when them realize that when me did that on the radio, very important, then send for me, you know. Gather up them money in the university, them and collect money and say, all right, them will send for the same barefoot boy them used to listen to when them do them homework. And when we go over there, them will tell me them whole history. A cutting edge and how them couldn't get to listen to cutting. May I tell you, Rasta, believe you me, and now we hear say it have 5 million hits. That means you could have go on it 10,000 times just yourself alone. You have to tell me about Snoop Dogg, you know. Where's about Snoop Dogg again? Snoop Dogg have me on Instagram. And them have 16,000 likes. How long are you going to put it on Instagram? Just give me more. Why don't you do a few things, you know? Tell me how long Snoop Dogg have on Instagram, tell me. Why don't you do it? You come show me that thing, you know? I didn't know what she name to come in there. Oh, she could see them never ever miss her. She gone.
5 days ago.
5 days ago? And 16,000 what?
Likes.
16,000 likes.
16,000 that's my see it already.
16,000 people see it in a 5 days. A Snoop Dogg him name. Snoop Lion. Snoop Dogg, if they believe you, when I read something about that, I say, where Snoop Dogg, where you know about Muta? Why will I tell you? You know, the brethren just called a while ago about the daughter when him say, my gang. Hey, the man, so like him have words too, you know. You hear my talk, like say, man, he really had toast on the girl, you know. And the man just go drop a spanner in the whole thing and talk about, say, if him does say, appear brown skin people in a fair family. Yes, brethren, I tell you.